Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Alpha Warrior Show. I am your host, Alpha. You're like, Alpha, wait, usually there's a trailer and a commercial. We got about another minute before you come on. Things are going to be a little bit different because I have a feeling this is probably going to be one of the most important, if not the most important shows I ever do. So we're going to save that stuff for the end of the broadcast, and we're going to run commercial free until then. You guys, the story you're going to hear right now can be life-changing for you, or it's going to be life-changing for someone you love. But all of us, if it's not you yourself, all of us are going to know somebody that's going to benefit from the information you're going to about to hear. So without further ado, let me bring on the man you guys really want to hear from, my buddy Chris ERYX. How are
What's
you doing?
up? How are you?
I am good, bro. I am solid. It's a reunification after
It
about
is.
3+ years, man. And you know what? Divine intervention.
It Alpha. You can't smack the smile off my face today for numerous reasons. But I told Josh, our mutual friend, I know Alpha. I know who he is. We met. He goes, I don't think you met. I go, no, I remember people that I've met, and you were one of the people I would never forget. And to have you do this incredible show, this incredible podcast. I've been watching you, and the information that you're bringing is, I'm so blessed and humble just to even say I know you and to be on your show.
Oh, the honor is mine, bro, because this show has brought so many blessings to my life. But with that, it's also brought information and stories that you
Mm,
carry with you.
yeah,
and
yeah,
and it weighs on you. Did I do enough? Did I reach out? Did that person? And we are human, so
yeah.
there's only so much time you have, but you still think about these stories. What happened to this person? What happened? Did it work? Did it not? And just in the last 2 weeks, man, the information that I've been given, from Kurt and Kristen and Josh, and what we've had a chance to talk about, I'm like, let's go.
Let's go. Right?
Let's go. And
It's like we have the silver bullet. It's like we have something that the enemy doesn't have,
and
and that's powerful.
and I'm gonna give it to you here, Chris, because the audience wants to hear from you. But so I had a heartbreaking, and I'm not gonna give specific names because it's family, and I
Right.
didn't have their permission or anything. But I reached out to a family member because I was given information about another family member that's younger than me that has colon cancer. And so I'm like, oh, I got to get on the phone right now. I got to tell him about this. I got to tell him, I got to let him know about baby Trump, man, like this story. And as I call my family member, who's an older brother to my cousin that's in this position, I found out they're at the hospital while I'm on the phone because he's in surgery or about to go into surgery to get a colostomy bag. And my heart is just like, it
Yeah.
hurt, bro,
Mm,
because that's my blood. That's my family. And I know my younger cousin, and I know how great of a person he is, how great of a father he is. And I'm like, if I just known sooner, man, like if I just known sooner. And I said, you know what? God's timing is God's timing. You got to learn to not understand it, but to adjust to it. And I'm not going to have that's not going to happen again. We're going to have this show, and people are going to get this information, and people are going to get it to people when they need to hear it. So with that, bro, you're alive right now, and people probably don't even know the miracle of that.
no, don't even. This is a joyous day to celebrate. One, to be reunited with you, but we'll talk about what happened with me today as well. But 2 weeks ago, I was fighting for my life in Mexico. What? I went to Mexico. My buddy owns a resort, a whole resort, and I went there for 4 days just to get away. Right? Had a broken up relationship, walked away from the love of my life for 7 months, just want to get away and just have a good time and just be pampered. I did not know what was going to happen that Wednesday morning, May 13th. So I wake up at 6:30 and I'm sitting in bed, and about 7:30, all of a sudden I feel a liquid pouring in my mouth. and I'm tasting it, and it tastes like iron. And so I go in the bathroom, I have a double sink, and I open up my mouth, and there's just blood coming from the back of my throat out, pouring. So I'm not throwing it up, I'm not vomiting, I'm opening my mouth, and it is just shooting nonstop. After about 15, 20 minutes, it stopped. My friend came by, rushed me to the hospital. 4.5 hours later, had a CAT scan. You were good. Chris, you still don't have cancer. It hasn't moved. Your tumor's okay. What the heck was that? I go, look, I'm going to Mexico. Am I clear? Oh, you're clear. Because I'm flying, right? All right. I wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. I hit TSA. I'm online. I'm the third person talking to somebody about my Wave watch and the mushrooms. And all of a sudden, as I'm talking, something is pouring in my mouth. I'm like, are you kidding me? What did I do? I spoke. Like, I didn't lift. Now, mind you, Alpha, I was in the gym the day before, training like a beast. I was in the day before Mexico. Nothing happened. Nothing. So why all of a sudden am I speaking at security of the airport in Dallas, and now it's happening? So now I have to shut my mouth, go through security, and swallow all that blood. So then I get through security, I head into the bathroom, I hemorrhage. I have my head over the toilet, and I'm hemorrhaging blood. But it's my second time. I'm like, all right, this will last for a while. And then Alpha, it stops by itself. Weird. The word is purging. Purging. So what I found out is my body was purging the cancer. The necrotic lymph nodes was coming out. But what people don't know, what it looked like, and I have the pictures, it looked like something out of Invasion of the Body Snatchers or Alien. That mucus, that slimy, sticky membrane. So now we go to Mexico. I'm in Mexico. Welcome home, Chris. They always say that because I wear a purple wristband because I'm family of the owner. So can you imagine Walt Disney? You walk into Walt Disney and you are family of the owner of Walt Disney. That's who I am at this resort. So I go up to the rooftop bar, got the club music, got my watermelon margaritas with tahini, got my cabana all set. I'm having the time of my life. I'm 10 margaritas in. Everything's good. I meet these women. We have dinner. Everything is good. Next day, I meet the same women. I have a private dinner. Everything is good. No hemorrhaging. The night after, we go to a Mexican show there at the resort and a modern dinner. I had an appetizer and I was 2 margaritas in. All of a sudden, I'm like, 9:30, I feel that feeling. So I excuse myself from the table. I go to the bathroom, never to return. I'm in that bathroom fighting for my life. What do you mean? Now I'm hemorrhaging, but now this slime, I'm ripping it out of my mouth. It is on my tongue. It is on my teeth. It is on I'm ripping, I'm sticking my hand in my mouth and ripping it. Then I'm pulling it out with my other hand. Finally, because I'm bougie, I take my shirt off because I don't want to bleed on it. And now I'm soaking wet. I'm in a cold sweat. I get out of, now there's one stall, one sink in this bathroom. So I'm in the restaurant bathroom, all right, of this extraordinary #1 resort in South America. My plan is I'm going to elbow the handle. I'm going to get out. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to come back and rip that slime out. I make it midway between the stall and the sink. Why is this important? Because if God wasn't with me, if God wanted me done, if my mission on this earth was done and finished, I would have been done. Why? In the middle, it couldn't have been more perfect. My body started to shake uncontrollably. My right leg shook so bad it collapsed, and so did I. I was in a pool of blood. I was crawling like a zombie, crawling to the sink, handprints of blood all over the sink, by the way, terracotta. I turned and I saw this gentleman walk in. And the look on his face was like he just witnessed the murder. They brought other people in. I said, don't flush the toilet. Video that. I told them, I know what happened. Go get a bucket of water with ice. Wipe me down. I was soaking wet. I had to lay on the floor. When I laid on the floor, the doctor came in and said, your blood pressure is 60/30. So for people that are in the medical field that know about that, you're pretty much dead. You have minutes. And I couldn't see. My vision was blurry. I was trying to focus so hard because I'm an ex-Golden Glove boxer. So I know, like when I've been hit, had a concussion, I had my bell rung, I know like how to focus, right? I couldn't focus. They strapped me down in an ambulance, head, arms, feet, like it was Hannibal Lecter. I was like, why are you guys doing this? They go, well, the ambulance ride. All right. When I was in the back of the ambulance and they were IVing me, I said, I'm good. My blood pressure is going up. She said, Chris, if I don't get you to a hospital right now, you're going to die in this ambulance. I said, all right, I can't see. That's what I said. I can't see. Let's go. I'm in Mexico, Alpha. I don't know where I'm going. There's no one with me. Do you know how easy it would have been to get rid of me? However, the hospital that I was in, I had no idea, had a contract set up with the owner of the resort. Of course he did. It was a private hospital. It was like a hospital that, what's that hospital in Maryland that the president goes to?
Oh, yes. Is it Walter Reed?
Yeah, Walter Reed. That is where I went. Not everybody goes there. And then you have to pay before you leave. I had blood tests done at 3 a.m. What time is 3 a.m.? The bewitching hour. They were gonna let me go. I texted my butler. I said, they want to discharge me. They haven't done nothing. They're charging me. They're running tests. I'm frustrated. 6:30 in the morning, the curtain opens up. It's my butler. We got you. Don't worry. The guy comes in. He goes, just give us $1,700. We're not even going to charge you. What? Here you go. That's 70, 80,000 here in the United States. What? And they're going to do an endoscopy and put me under. So I go in, and as I'm going into the endoscopy, again, don't know what's going to happen. Look, they can say, hey, we put him under. He didn't come back, right? Done. And then take my organs like a chop shop and sell them. And look at a lot of money, right? You never know. As they wheeled me in, I looked up at the digital clock. It was 07/17/07. I'm like, God's here. So I grabbed the surgeon and the nurse and I said, are you Christian? And they said, yes. I'm like, good, give me your hands. We're going to pray. I'm praying over your head, your heart, but most importantly, your hands. And they smiled just like you, Alpha. And they were probably blown away. And the next thing I know, I was done. And I woke up and the surgeon was smiling. And I go, what are you smiling about? And he goes, everything is great. We didn't touch the tumor. It hasn't moved. It hasn't spread. You're good to go. We're going to give you medicine. Voila. To this day, no sore throat. I haven't hemorrhaged. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And for people, and I'll back up, last May 17th of 2023, I was diagnosed with stage 3 head and neck cancer. It started at the right base of my tongue and metastasized to my lymph nodes. And right then and there, God said, that's it. Party over. You're stopping right there. My lymph nodes strangled the cancer to the point where they died. This is an unbelievable godly story. So much so that, do you know where my first biopsy was? What part of my body? They made a mistake. They pierced my carotid artery.
Oh,
What did Chris just say? They pierced it, a hole in it. What happens, Alpha, because you're in the military, when your carotid artery is pierced within 30 minutes?
you're dead.
You're dead. You bleed out. You're done. How did I not bleed out?
That's my question.
How? How did I not bleed out? God. Right? I haven't even talked to attorneys about that, by the way. That's coming. But and so when I got diagnosed with cancer, they knew who I was. They knew I was baby Trump. The nurse was at a meet and greet here in Dallas, so she had told the oncologist about me. Look, he's a patriot. He's the leader of the party. There's no way he's gonna do chemo. No way he's gonna do radiation. I meet with him. He goes, look, we got this. Probably qualify for clinical study. I said, what's that mean? He goes, well, we'll do 3 weeks of chemo radiation. We'll double it. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You're going to double my chemo radiation? When I went down on that elevator, after I met that guy, and I recorded that, he said one thing that I'll never forget. And I want people to hear this. He said, I said, why 3 weeks? Because I was supposed to do 8, but why 3? Because that's an uneven number. He said, every 4 weeks, the cancer grows back. What? Listen to me. When you do chemo and radiation, I have the recording. I'm going to blast it. When you do chemo radiation, it takes a little bit of that area at a time, each week. By the 4th week, that area, it grows back. So wait a second. 8 weeks. What was going to happen on that 2nd, 4th week of mine? It was going to grow back. So you're going to release me. I was going to ring the bell. I was going to celebrate falsely when I've got it growing in me. I'm shattering the medical industry and the health industry by things that they told me, not by things I'm making up. And I have the receipts, I have the recordings. The other thing is that when he told me that, I was like, man, you know what? 3 weeks, that's not a big deal. I can handle that. But here's what happened. He said, you're going to lose your sense of taste and you're going to lose your sense of speaking. What? So wait, the two biggest gifts that God gave me, I'm going to play roulette and gamble with a chance of it coming back? No, you can have that. I'm not a gambler. I'm not. And that is when I said to him, he goes, well, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I don't have a plan. Here's what I do know. You are an oncologist and you gave me a diagnosis. His diagnosis is much, much more prevalent than yours. And I will find the natural cure. I will beat it in 90 days. I told him in 90 days, and then I will shout it out to the mountaintops. At that time, I had no idea. I had no clue what I was going to do. I went home, walled up in the corner. My girlfriend said, so what are you going to do? She wanted me to do the chemo and radiation for 3 weeks. Of course she did. She was running with the devil. She wasn't of God. She was pissed at me. She goes, but it's your body. You damn straight it's my body. Don't you dare tell me what to do with my body. And I'm telling people out there, unless you had cancer, do not ever tell another person who has cancer what to do. You don't know. You don't know if it works. I know it works because I did it. I was the guinea pig. And so I crawled up in a ball and I said, God, I'm so overwhelmed right now. I don't even know where to start. Everything I touch, I screw up. You, however, are perfect. Can you put the people that you want me to partner up with during this journey? And the day before I was going to go get a second opinion from a homeopathic doctor in Arizona, I get a phone call from a vendor of mine when I did the Reckoning Fest in Mesquite. So it goes back to all the way back to there, Alpha, by me doing that Mesquite Reckoning Fest. And she goes, I want you to meet this couple. I said, look, I was just diagnosed with cancer. I can't even wrap my friggin' head around it. I need time. Nino and I are just going to hang out in Vegas, have a couple of drinks, hang by the pool. She goes, they're Christian. You have to meet them. Well, the minute she said that, I was like, all right, whatever. I go, I'll have a 30-minute lunch with them. That's it. 4 hours later, 4 hours later, Kurt and Kristen say, look, this will help you. And the faith that they had in these mushrooms is like how I have now. How Josh has them and so many other people. And I said, wait, I'm stage 3 head and neck cancer. You want me to take 5 capsules in the morning and 5 at night? All right. I didn't trust them. I went home and I did research. And when I found out it was the #1 cancer cure in Japan for 30 years, I was like, what the heck? Why? You ready for this, Alpha? It's going to blow the doors off the Patriot community. Why wasn't I told that by a Patriot doctor, one of the frontline doctors? Do you mean they didn't know? Do you mean that Baby Trump, a podcaster, a nobody, a former Chippendale Playgirl centerfold, you mean I knew about that, but they didn't know? I find that hard to believe, don't you? And not one, how many? Not one person in the Patriot community told me to do the mushrooms, except Kristen and Kurt, and they're not even in the Patriot community. So I do it. I go to the gym. Now, mind you, I was 235. I think when I saw you, 225, 235, big dude. Big
Yeah,
dude.
you were solid, bro.
Yeah, big dude. 48 chest, right? When you lose 53 pounds of muscle, mostly, when you look in the mirror and you see half of what you were, it is so mentally fudged for you to get on that bench and to work out. I cannot express mentally where I was. When I turned, I looked in that mirror and I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? To go and do the workout I was doing, to do the intensity that I was known to do for decades. It was the most mind fudge I've ever had in my life. And so I was like, all right, we're going to do this. Those mushrooms made me super, super human in the gym. The intensity I had, the weights that I was doing, the recovery. Like how I explain it to people is that recovery after you do something strenuous or in the gym, it happens after, right? For me, it happens right there, dude. Right there. When people are like, I'm like, I'm dancing. You know what I mean? I'm dancing in the gym. They're like, what? Like, I can't have enough. And so that, because of that recovery, my muscles are recovering so quick that it's ready to take more on. And in the last 6 months, what I have done, what I'm about to tell you, is only godly. I put 2 inches on my chest and biceps in 6 months. I was a 42 chest 6 months ago. I'm 44, going on 45 right now.
Oh, bro.
That at 55, that does not occur. If I'm to tell people, dude, I have the key. You'll gain 2 inches muscle, chest on your buys, 6 months. Dude, how do I do it? The mushrooms. What? Mushrooms? What? It's almost so simple to do. It's so simple not to do. So when I had cancer, I threw all my vitamins out. Oh, yeah. Threw all my supplements out. Why? I did mushrooms. I did clean slate, relive greens, my wave watch, magnesium at bed, and that's it. And I am in better shape right now than I ever have been. As a matter of fact, I am now in the semifinals of the largest, biggest fitness magazine in the world, Muscle and Fitness. I'm in the top 1% of their competition. And, you know, yes, it is my followers. Yes, it's the people behind me. I didn't do anything. But my story, the pictures I sent them, they were blown away. In 6 months to grow that fast after you just beat cancer. So my cancer date is 8/22/23. So I'm not 1 year in. I'm not even a year in. And you know what's so crazy is when I go out and about, because I'm single. Yes, I am, ladies. I'm taking offers. Um, I meet people out and about, and they go, "Oh, baby Trump, blah blah blah." But when I meet men my age or around that, and I tell them I'm 55. Oh, and by the way, I beat cancer. They go, "No way. There's no way. You don't look like it." And that's what I want to share with people is that you don't have to look like you just beat cancer. Look at Toby Keith, Bill Walton. They look like skeletons. You don't have to look like that. People that have Lyme's disease and lupus, my cousin with Parkinson's, I'm what I'm doing for them, I'm advocating and really being almost like a role model. Like, it's never too late, man. And for the people that don't have anything, good for you. Now, be proactive. Do the mushrooms so that I had somebody go, "Oh, I'm doing zinc and I'm doing vitamin C." And I go, "Yeah, you want a donut?" I go, "Let me ask you a question. If I told you right now to take a whole bottle of vitamin C, 60 capsules, would you do it?" He goes, "No." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because I have vitamin C toxicity. I'd be admitted to the hospital." I go, "See this bottle of mushrooms?" He goes, "Yeah." "There's 60. "Yeah, I'll take the whole bottle. You know what'll happen? I'll poop darker." That's it. And I say that for one reason only, Alpha. It's the most natural thing you will ever take in your body. These people have over 400 medical studies, clinical studies done on this particular mushroom. MD Anderson, Sloan and Kettering, Harvard Medical. You're talking the top of the top. And what I love is they have patents on how it's grown, how it's cultivated, the proprietary blend, how they extract it, when they do. And that is why it is so potent. Their coffee, Alpha, if you've never taken it, I listen, I'll make a challenge. If anybody buys our coffee and they go, "You know what? There's another coffee better," I will refund you that and I will buy the coffee of your choice. There is no coffee out there in the world that is better than ours. And what I'm doing now is I've gone around to the restaurants here in Texas. I'm going there tomorrow night. One of the best restaurants in the world, and I'm giving them a bag of my mushroom coffee. And you know what I'm going to tell them to do? Put that on my Wagyu with garlic. And you will start a sensation that will traverse throughout the world. Could you imagine eating a steak with mushroom? I mean, right? They push mushrooms on steak, right? Yes or yes.
Yeah.
Now we've got it rubbed in, and it's coffee. What? So I'm
You
gonna do
know,
it tomorrow. I'm excited.
just listen. I can feel your energy, man, and that and the goodness, the godliness, and it's good. Like it's good. That's the best way to describe it. It is good. And to know that there's so many people that have so many different ailments and they go to
Uh,
these doctors because that's what they've taught us, and the doctors don't even try to cure them. The doctors just try to minimize the symptoms and not address the problem, and then they tell people. And here's why I'm a believer. Let me tell you, back in 2011 my partner dies. It affects me in 2012. Almost takes away my career as a cop.
wow.
And all of a sudden they prescribe me Xanax because they're like, hey, you have PTSD and you're dealing with, anxiety.
Yep.
And so, I'm in a panic. I'm like, am I losing control of my mind? It's when you talk about that, you like that, what the hell's going on? Man, it resonates with me. And I remember in panic. So I'm taking the Xanax and something even scarier happened. And what it was that the Xanax was working. And I said, I can't do this
Yep.
because there's no way they'll let me carry a badge, drive a police car, and have a gun on my hip if this is what I need to be normal. And so, same thing, threw it in the trash, against my family's objections. My ex-wife at the time was like, no, you got to take this. I said, no, this is not the way that I'm going to get me back. This
No.
isn't it. And it was the same thing that doctor asked you, well, then what's your plan? I said, I don't know, but that's not it. That's not it. So then I go and I start researching, Chris, anxiety attacks, PTSD. You know how many cures I found on the internet, bro? Zero.
That's right.
Everything I read, I bought audio things, everything was telling you how to live with it.
That's right.
And I said, no, no, no.
No.
I was in my 30s. I said, this ain't the. So I remember I was frustrated, man. I was frustrated and I was scared. And I went in my office. I was on my knees and I just looked up and I said, listen, help me through this. What am I going to do? And I changed my diet. It's when I got into fitness, like I never got into fitness before. And I said, I ain't, and I remember my doctor, well, if you're going to stop taking Xanax, let me lower the dosage. I said, no, man, it's gone. I go stuff in
Right. Yeah.
it's in the trash. So I know that they don't want to cure us. They
No.
want us to live with ailments. And when I hear your story, and I can only think of the thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people that were told the same thing, but just didn't have the faith and the courage you have and went along with the program only to just give themselves a painful, miserable life that a lot of them didn't even survive. And to know that they've known about this particular thing and
Forever.
people don't want to talk about it, people don't want to share it.
No. Nope.
People, it's just, I'm not going to be that. We are not going to be that. It's like, listen, you guys, here is evidence right here in front of you in the camera. Do something about it. Take
100%.
control. Take control of your life. Stop believing that it's something you have to live with and get rid of it. Get your life back and then be the testament to the people that love you. So when they have something, they're like, what did you do? Because that's what I want to do.
100%. I had PTSD. I had panic attacks with anxiety. I know exactly. I can tell you, when I walked away from the love of my life, there's a woman I thought I was going to marry. By the way, I walked out December 1st. My birthday was December 13th. And the house we built, okay? When I walked away from her, she was a Jezebel, and she burnt the house down just like Jezebels do, right? If they can't dominate, they destroy. Anywho, she was on Xanax. She was on antidepressants. Not me. You know what I was on? Clarity, our mushrooms. And I'm going to tell you, if you go and you watch my podcast from December, you will hear me talk about clarity and how it helped me and how it helped my anxiety, how it helped my depression, how it helped my racing thoughts, and how I still do it to this day. Can you imagine the people that are on Adderall and Xanax and anti-friggin' depressants? If they go, you know what? No, I'm going to do clarity, which is lion's mane, which is the very natural thing that God put on the planet. And so to say, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. It's almost like it's too good to be true until the people do it. And when the people do it, look, it supports Alzheimer's. It supports dementia, brain fog. Anything here, anything where you're focused. When I go to that gym, man, The hardest lift is getting your ass off that seat, not from your house. No. No. From when you parked your car in the parking lot of the gym to get in the gym. And that is, for me at 55, that's the hardest lift. And then I focus. I always take clarity right before. And then I go in the gym, like I use the box. I put the gloves on. I usually go like this. And I feel it. And I'm like, boom, we're laser focused. And anybody that gets in my way, man, you're collateral damage. Because right now, I'm in the battleground. And I want to leave people with this. How I knew, it's going to blow people away, to what you said, Alpha. They don't want us to know. Can you find out if your blood pressure is not right? Sure can. Can you find out if your blood sugar is not right? Sure can. How about your cholesterol? Sure can. How about your immune marker? What did he say? What? An immune marker? What is that? Oh, immune marker is the thing that keeps your whole entire body in sync. What? Like Justin Timberlake in sync? Yes. As your immune system goes, it is the first level of defense for every organ in your body, from head to toe. It is the motherboard, if you would, of your body. So what happens when your motherboard goes down on your computer? You're done. Doesn't operate. Everything else doesn't operate. What happens is, if you have high blood pressure, what do? They give you blood pressure medicine. When you have high cholesterol, what do? They give you cholesterol medicine. Okay. So now I'm going after the high cholesterol, the blood pressure, but what if it's my immune system? What if my immune system's messed up? Doesn't matter. Do you see the medicine they're giving you? However, what I did was, I didn't go after cancer. Wait a second. Baby Trump, Chris Harris just said he beat cancer in 90 days, but he didn't go after the cancer. I'm confused. Yeah, I would be too. However, I went after my immune system. When I got tested from my homeopathic doctor, the normal, the standard, without cancer, so without you having cancer, if you go in, she does a thermographic on your body, 50,000 to 100,000 without cancer. That's the norm. Do you know what I came in on? 68,000. Stage 3, head and neck cancer. I'm already past this stand, right? Take the tablets, capsules, 3 weeks in, 2 days before I'm going to see her. Oh, by the way, I have a hernia, which most bodybuilders do. I had a hernia, and I had PADS, peripheral arterial disease. It was behind my right knee. That's thick circulation of your blood, okay? I had a perfect heart. Thank you, God. I have a black heart. That's a perfect heart. And that was it. 3 weeks later, I'm going to go see her. 2 days before, I call her up. Hey, I just want to tell you, I feel like my tumor shrunk. You're going to see my tumor shrink. La, 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 la. I've been on these mushrooms, 5 in the morning, 5 at night. She was on the other line like, sure. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll see you then. Like, what? I go see her with my girlfriend at the time. I go in, my tumor shrunk 30%, 32% in 3 weeks. That hernia was gone. That peripheral arterial disease, gone. As a matter of fact, on the paper, she goes, it's the best circulation I've ever seen on a person's body. In 3 weeks. Now we're ready. Now we're ready. Now I got them on the ropes. Now I'm ready. Boom. I'm taking them 5 in the morning, 5 at night. I call Kristen and Kurt. Look, guys, you've been responsible for helping a lot of people, and they've had miracles. I want you to witness mine. Pretty cocky, pretty arrogant. They picked me up in Vegas, 2.5 hour drive one way. One way. We get up there. I bring them in. She does this scan, cancer-free. We erupt. Kurt and Kristen get the scan done. And here's what she said. I have to have those mushrooms. You don't understand. We love baby Trump. When he first came in, I turned to Jan, her assistant, and said, you know what? Let's get our hands in these. For the best that we can do is keep baby Trump at a hospice. Because my tumor and where it was so big. She thought, man, he doesn't have a prayer. We have to try to keep him at a hospice. And so that immune marker is the most important thing, because then my immune marker doubled to over 128,000 in 3 weeks.
What, bro?
And I have all the documentation. Zinc, quercetin, vitamin C, your monkey's uncle serum, your brother's uncle's donkey dust. Nothing in 3 weeks will make your immune system double, like these mushrooms. And now, go into the energy I'll have. I mean, I have a roommate now, and she's like, I've known you for 7 years. I've never seen you like this. The amount of energy, you go and you go. You don't even eat before you go to the gym. You're a beast in the gym, and you go and you pour into people, and you do shows. You never stop. I go, you know why? Because I'm not finished.
Amen.
And when you have a job to do, it's so easy. I talked about this live on my show this morning, Alpha. It's so easy to focus on me and on my problem and my cancer. And how dare you, God? I've taken care of my body. I haven't smoked. I don't do drugs. I was a good, like me? Why me? No. You know, I said, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have cancer. Why? Because I'm so bold and I have such a big mouth and I don't care and I have no fear to shout it out to the world. And for the ones that don't get behind it, get the fudge out of my way and I will call you out. And for the people that go, Chris, we're behind you. Yeah, because I helped your brother, I helped your sister, I helped your mother's uncle. These other people don't care. It's like the ones that are saying, oh, we want peace. No, they don't. They want war. You know that. You've been there.
Yep.
They say they want peace, but their actions show they want war. People say, oh, I'm for the people, by the people, read the people. All right, put me on your show. Let me talk about the mushrooms. Oh, I can't do that. What? Well, aren't you the enemy then? Aren't you the enemy? I had a scientist, world-renowned, say the other day, that story is unbelievable. Give me all the information, to one of my friends. Because as a scientist, he's like, 90 days he beat cancer, I have to have that info. He does stem cells. So, you know, for the ones that cannot get behind it, they're showing their true colors. For the ones that get behind it, and I've got so many people, You know, I never had to ask one solitary person to do this. I have people go, I want to sell this. I want to be an influence. And I vet them because I don't just want anybody in this company because I know Satan's going to try to infiltrate it. I know. I've already had that meeting with co-founders and said, no. Any influencer, you vet them with me. Because this is such a godly company and where they do the right thing all the time. You're going to see that. Where they do things in the dark when nobody's watching that exposes them in the light that no other company does. And when you're the face and voice of a company like that, I mean, I can't tell you how many times the co-founders every day have texted me since Mexico to tell me they love me. You don't get that, Alpha. You know that.
I do.
You don't even get that from family.
That is true.
You know what I mean? And why am I saying that? That is the type of company they are. And I told them when I was in Florida with them 2 months ago, as this gets bigger and as we grow, please never change. Never change your heart. Never change doing the right thing all the time, not even when somebody's watching. That, to me, is doing God's work, His will, His way all the time. And I just want to leave you with that.
There's no better way than to finish up with that. You know, for the record, people know is you give big hugs, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You give big hugs. And I remember that energy, man. And I remember, and to know you fought the fight, you won the fight, and that winning the fight wasn't enough. It was making sure other people can win the fight. True testament to what your character is, man. And you know, all people have to do is just spend some time with you to know where you're coming from and to know who's the one that's guiding you and
You're going to make
leading.
me cry.
Not gonna make you cry when you're out there having a good time, man. But I will say this, man. God bless you for having the courage to tell that doctor no and trust in your faith, because there's a part of the scripture, and it's my favorite part of the scripture. Don't ask me what the verse is. I'm a Marine. I forget numbers, right? I'm a colors and pictures guy. But God knew how hard faith was going to be. He knew how hard it was going to be.
Yep.
And the way I know He knows is because He told us. He said, if you even had faith the size of a mustard seed, tiny little mustard, if you had that much faith, you could make the mountains jump into the ocean. So He knew faith was going to be hard. But at a critical moment in your life, you had the faith of a mustard seed. You made the mountains jump into the ocean, and now you're here. You're alive. You're gonna make other people alive. I'm happy to be a part of that mission. And I know there's gonna be a lot of stories coming in, and I got goosebumps, man. I got goosebumps, you know, because I know. I mean, it hit me at home. I shared the story earlier with my family, and I know I can't wait to hear their stories in the next few weeks of how this impacts their life, man. And I lost you. You got zapped. So let me do this real quick while you come back.
No, I'm good.
Okay, there you are.
So two things I want to leave you with. I had a general in the Marines, Mike Martz, I didn't say his name, met with him 2 weeks ago. For 1 year, listen to this. For 1 year, he listened to his frat buddies, his boys, you know, Marines, right? That are doctors, okay? He had what do you call it? Prostate cancer. Thank you. He had prostate cancer. 1 year after, he goes to MD Anderson. They go, what have you been doing? They said, oh, not really, you know, They go, well, whatever you're doing, it's not working. Not only do you have the prostate cancer, it has grown 30% outside of your prostate. Heard my video, watched my video, got on the mushrooms, bought an alpha pack, $1,000 pack, started doing the mushrooms. 2 weeks in, does a blood test. His PSA was 5.6. It was 4.3, the lowest it has ever been in his life. That's a Marine. The last thing I want to share with you is I went back to my Rockefeller oncologist 3 months ago now, did a scan, gave it to him, and he was looking at it. He was like, he was itching his head. Oh, everything all right? He's like, yeah. He's like, hold on, let me get my ruler. Gets his ruler. I'm sitting there laughing. He's like writing numbers down. I go, it shrunk, right? He's like, well, like, I'm like, it shrunk, right? He turns around, he goes, it is absolutely remarkable. It shrunk over 50% in 6 months. The tumor on the right base of my tongue, over 50% in 6 months. I said, well, do you want to do chemo? Do you want to do radiation? Do you want to get rid of that? He goes, nope. Just keep doing what you're doing. Dude, that, I should have had a bottle of champagne there.
Well, now it's your time to go celebrate, brother.
Yes,
You guys,
yes.
I know you want more of Chris. The links are all down in the description to follow him. You've seen it scrolling across the bottom of the screen. You've seen it popping up on the screen. Don't waste any time. And most importantly, if you got nothing wrong with you, now be proactive and make sure nothing ever goes wrong with you. Chris, final words, and then we'll let them watch this commercial and we'll call it a night.
Yeah. So voting for me begins Monday, the 17th. Please vote for me daily. This is an opportunity where we get hours, somebody like me with the voice and boldness to be the voice of muscle and fitness. There's only 2 more rounds. If you find it in your heart and you were blessed by this and you want to pay for a vote, it goes for children's cancer research. Is he not unbelievable? I mean, the chances of that happening is unreal. And the last thing I want to leave you with is 2 things. One, I want you to be the change that you want to see in the world. Don't point the finger. It's too easy. You be the change. You change, and then that is the change you will see in the world. And how do you do it? You're around people that lift you up, that raise you up, that are hungry for life. But most of all, they nourish your soul. God bless you. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. It's been an honor and pleasure.
Absolutely. Saving lives with this show. Make sure you guys save it. Stick around. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. First in, last out. Semper Fi, everybody. All right. Our mics are clear.
Science proves that a healthy immune system is the body's first defense against the smallest of ailments to the most catastrophic. Coriolus versicolor is the most sought-after, all-natural supplement for both humans and pets to help boost the immune system. There are over 400 studies worldwide on its effectiveness in humans, including Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, MD Anderson Cancer Center, and now from the University of Pennsylvania School of Veterinary Medicine. Together, we can help reverse this terrible tide now plaguing your loved ones and give them the immune-boosting supplements that they need.
So a lot of joy there from a very tragic story. Chris ERYX, baby Trump, you guys, what a phenomenal human being. And I'm glad I got to hear that along with you guys. In the excitement, we didn't even really tell you guys about the pets. Let me bring this up on the screen so you guys can take a look at this with me. So the company we're talking about, Pet Club 24/7. Links are down in the description. You saw it right there during the commercial. Quite a few links that I'm creating for this because it's that important to me. But if you go to alphawarriorshow.petclub247.com, and I'm double checking because that one's longer. I've made a shorter link that I'm doing, but alphawarriorshow.petclub247.com is the full length one. So you can get to where you need to get for this stuff. But I bring this up on the screen to show you This is the home screen. So when you're here, you see the dog, right? You go here to shop. And when you go there, at the top of the screen up here, you're going to see dogs, you're going to see cats, you're going to see horses, you're going to see humans. So if you click dogs, obviously you get to see all the dog things. It brings it up. So for those of you that are the canine lovers like myself, this is where we get to find all the awesome stuff for our pups. Then you go to cats, then you go to horses, and then you go to humans. And when you go to humans, this is where you're going to find the stuff. So right here, this is the one that Baby Trump initially started off with. This is the Enforce. I always call it CV because Coriolis versicolor. I actually did pretty good that time when I said it. There you got it. $38, you guys. $38.99. The one I ordered right here is the same thing, but it has the Rishi in it. So and to give you an example here, let me click on this. You can watch the ad on it. But when you scroll down, right here, it breaks down, what the green bottle does, what the yellow bottle does, what the red bottle does, which has the Mataki, I think you say it right. And then obviously we have Clarity, the lion's mane. This is what Baby Trump was talking about with as far as like the focus stuff, people with Alzheimer's, dementia, that. So right here breaks it down, which each one does. So, but here's the cool thing. Let me go back to that homepage. Because I had hit up Kurt and Chris, and I was like, hey, is this good for like if I want to give it to my little ones? And they said, yes, absolutely safe for them. Get the green bottle, which is this one over here, because that's the one that comes in the capsules. So then you can break up the capsule and put in like their applesauce or, whatever it is, their mashed carrots or something. So this way you can get them to take it that way. So for all of you out there that probably had that question like me, because you have some kids, there's the answer to that. You guys, this is life-changing stuff. I'm pretty proud of the sponsorships and affiliates that I became a part of. I've done my best to make sure that I vet, and that's why you guys see it's quality. I don't do 20 different ads, because it's just, this is my name, this is my reputation, my credibility. So, I stick with the best of the best, and this one truly fills me with a lot of joy in my heart. My heart's broken with my cousin, so I say you guys keep him in your prayers. And that he can adjust to, the new lifestyle that happens with him, because he is just such a great human being. The entire family is a great human being. And I just wish I had the information earlier. But we can get ahead of that, so we don't have to have that heartache for ourselves or other families. So you guys get it and be the testament for everybody else. And don't keep it a secret. Share. As a matter of fact, if you just started taking it, I told you guys I got my bottle. If you started taking it and you're seeing, if you're someone that's taking it because you do have an ailment, in the live chat, let me know which one you're taking, how much you're taking, what it is that you're seeing a difference in, whether it is the focus, whether it's, psoriasis or diabetes, and, you've been taking it long enough that you don't have to do the insulin anymore. I mean, it's so crazy, the different stories and testimonies I keep hearing. Big pharma is not on our side, you guys, and not all in my rant with this. Stop thinking that you have to live with something because that's what the doctors told you. Stop. Have faith. Mustard seed. Have faith. And with that, you guys, I will catch you next time. God bless and Semper Fi. And let's do a shout out to America's favorite mustache. And I'll catch you guys next time.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over. Your entire order ships absolutely free.